Welcome to 3D Printing Industry News.
Brought to you by 3D Systems.
Hello everyone, we have Rich Stump from FATHOM here today, so welcome on the show, Rich.
Thanks, Harry.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So 3D printing has evolved very quickly, so how do you keep up with the fast developing changes in your company?
So FATHOM, we're a product development company and we utilize the technology of 3D printing, and as you know, it is evolving very quickly in the materials, new hardware. What we do is we try to stay on what's current as far as the applications go, and looking at how customers can actually use the technology in a professional manner in their not only design but manufacturing process. And so as the new materials come out, we educate ourselves on how those materials will impact the current technologies available, but we try to stay true to how we can leverage the technology to impact our customers' process today. So as new things evolve quickly, they do evolve quickly, but they're not necessarily ready for the applications today. It may take a year or 2 years for those processes or those materials to mature to where we can actually utilize them. So we try to educate ourselves on things coming in the future, so that way when they come, they're relevant and how we can take advantage of them.
Okay, sounds exciting. So proof of concept process seems to be a priority for your business. So what kind of culture do you foster with your company to encourage designers and engineers to push the envelope? What's the
so a big part of our business at FATHOM is helping our customers iterate quickly and cutting that process time of iterations. And so in order to do that, we've built a culture around the organization where we encourage creativity. And I tell my design team all the time not to put any barriers up of conventional manufacturing or conventional design methodologies, and anything is possible. That's one of the beautiful things about 3D printing is the freedom of design, and be able to design and develop something that's never been developed before, and you don't have any barriers on how to design that part or that product. So what we have at FATHOM is just a unique culture where nothing's impossible. And we actually say, our big slogan is we make the unmakeable. So we use the technology of 3D printing and additive manufacturing to make what can never be made before.
Okay, and I understand you have a facility in Oakland as well, so can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we have 2 production centers at FATHOM. We have one in Seattle and one in Oakland, California. The Oakland facility was built in 1901. Originally it was a brass foundry. If you've ever been to the facility, I welcome you to come to the facility. When you come in, it's got these beautiful wood ceilings that are very tall, that have very big louvers on them, where the smokestacks used to come through the top of the ceiling. So we've completely modernized what was a foundry in 1901, utilizing 3D printing and additive manufacturing. So it's a very unique fabrication building that we use 3D printing that brings old kind of foundry into a new modernized foundry.
Okay, sounds very good. And you're holding something very unique in your hands here, so I presume it's called the handcast, so can you tell
Yeah, this is called the Hashcast.
Hashcast,
Hashcast, no problem. It's a project that we came up with at FATHOM where we wanted to take a social aspect to the cast.
Okay.
And as I'm sure you've seen, there's been some other 3D printed casts that have been developed. We wanted to take an interesting social spin of that. And essentially what it is we developed an app, and your friends around the world can have this app, and instead of physically signing the cast, they send you a note through the app. And you can either accept it or reject it, and those notes turn into the actual geometry of the text of the model itself. So what you're seeing here is all the notes that were sent from people as kind of a social media platform that makes the structure of the cast. And the benefit of making it using, this is an SLS process, so a sintered nylon, but the beauty of making it 3D printed is it's not only light, it's breathable, you can remove it, and then we can control the density of the letters here depending on where the break is.
Sure.
So it's a very unique spin of a 3D printed cast to a social platform where you're able to send notes around the world, and instead of the legacy signing of the cast, it turns it into the geometry itself.
Makes the healing process a little bit more fun. So
more fun, brings it interactive, and then it solves a problem of being able to control the density of the geometry via the text.
Okay, and I understand you have like 30 3D printers in your company. So
sure.
Is there a specific one that you prefer? Or,
yeah, so FATHOM, we've got over 35 professional grade 3D printers now between our Seattle location and Oakland. The technologies range in PolyJet, SLS, FDM, and we also do have a full model shop for doing urethane casting and model finishing and everything around the 3D printed technology. But our most commonly used technology of printer at both facilities is our Connex printers. They're PolyJet based, and the unique thing about the PolyJet Connex printers is they can print multi-materials. So you can have a very rigid material and a very flexible material and do various durometers in between. So we can make overmolded parts, or very flexible parts, or very rigid parts, or everything in between. So we tend to use the PolyJet Connex printers regularly every day.
Okay. Sounds exciting. So thank you very much for coming to the show.
Yeah, no problem.
And all
Thanks
the
for having
best
us.
for Fathom and your team.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching 3D Printing Industry News TV, brought to you by 3D Systems.